Hi, I'm Dom Kane, and I'm about to go through some of the features of the audio unit synthesizer Diffusion. It's a 2-oscillator device using both additive and wave shaper techniques, which makes it useful for anything from the sort of deep, growling dubstep bass lines to the more complex, rich textures and tones. So let's take a look. Okay, so here's what I've done. I've set up a basic MIDI 2-bar loop, and it's just a single note stretched out just over a bar and then a couple of notes lifting up after that. And I've loaded up the Diffusion audio unit. The first thing you'll notice is that it's color coded. There are 3 main color sections. There's the green section at the top here, which is the oscillator controls, and then below that in blue is the wave shaper controls, and below that in orange is the envelope modulations. Again, to the right of all this then you've got some additional controls. So for example, the number of oscillators and the smoothness between the 2 oscillators. And then for the wave shaper there's a built-in filter, and you can control the stereo width. And then below is the envelope modulation controls, which controls things like the smoothness between waveforms and the swing settings here. And then down below that it's actually a sequencer, so you can change the step modes as well to be, say, 1 bar or 1/16 as I've got it here. So I'll just hit play and you'll hear a basic tone as it is as default. So as you can see, it's fairly basic. However, I can jump straight into the green section now and change the oscillators, and I'll do that as I play. I'll just play around with some of the different oscillator shapes. And instantly it starts changing, and then if we change some of the wave shaper values below that as well, you can see we start really generating some new tones instantly. And then you can change, for example, the amplitude envelope below, which will give it more of a wobble effect. And if you want, you can change the level of each individual stem as well, so we can play around with a couple of these. And those are basically really the main features of that. On top of that, you can change play around with a filter as well, and you just come out with some sort of extreme effects really. And I'll give you a demo of that now. So you can hear instantly, you know, you've got some sort of dubstep wobble type effects available by playing with the envelope modulations. Otherwise you can get smooth tones if you were to leave all the envelope modulations the same and change the oscillator shapes or the wave shaper details. And that's essentially the main fundamental part of the synth. It's a really compact little synth. It's fantastically color coded, so it just makes life a lot easier, and it's just one of those tools you can get straight into and play with. So that's pretty much the basics of diffusion. As you can see, it's really handy little synth. It's got loads of flexibility and it's well laid out, and it's a good device for just getting stuck into straight away. So I hope you enjoy. Cheers.